Hello and welcome to a new Garage of Dad, and today I'm on Fraser's TT and I've just tried to start it there, but of course the battery's flat. It's sat for quite a few weeks through the frost and snow and that, so I'm busy charging up the battery at the moment. It will start. Fraser keeps joking that this is the most reliable car that we've ever had, because when all the other cars break down, this one still keeps going. Except for today, the battery's flat. However, there's a wee problem with the OBD2 port. Somebody's been in it before, and there's like a broken wire that's just sort of been shoved in. So I got this new one off a real helpful guy who I bought the wing and the cells off, and I'm going to wire this up because I need to plug it in to diagnose to see where the misfire is coming from. So once it's started, initially, you know, when it's warming up, it revs smoothly, but once it warms up, you'll start to hear this misfire. So I need to plug my VAGCOM in to the OBD2 port to see what's causing this misfire, but before I can do that I've got to sort the OBD2 port. Got it all stripped out now, and look at the mess in here. Somebody's really had a go at this one, and this is all squashed and broken inside. So I'll just, the wire colours don't match, but I don't think that matters as long as they're wired into the correct terminals. And Fraser's supplied me with this, which is sourced, so hopefully get the right wires in the right places. I've got the port repaired, done the wires, plugged in the VCDS, and I've got it open now on my laptop and connected to the Audi TT. This VCDS is the VAGCOM version, and this will do up to 2007, so anything later than that it won't detect the vehicle. So I've got it connected already, so I'll just start, and it's now looking for codes, and it's checking the various modules, and this will just run for a couple of minutes, and there's quite a few things coming up. There, that's it done, and of course there's no misfire now and the code is gone, and also the light in the dash has gone out, so miraculously the problem sorted itself. But it was there before, and I got a code saying that it was cylinder number 2, and it was a misfire in cylinder number 2, which could either mean a coil pack or a spark plug. Isn't that typical? The code disappears just as I'm about to do the job. So I wish I could do running tests on the VAGCOM, but I can't even. Fraser's no here. All that I can do is just test their codes and switch them off. I didn't have the mind that can go into it and do a running test. I'll leave that for the young minds. But I'm just going to start the car and see if the misfire's still there, see if it's running smooth. Well, it was running a lot better there, a lot smoother than it was earlier when the code flashed up. But I want to change the coil packs anyway. From, I'm not actually sure which end of the engine is number 1 cylinder is. I think it's this end, but it could be that end. But I'm going to change numbers 2 and 5 and swap over the coil packs. And if the fault does come back and it's gone from 2 to 5, then I know that it's a coil pack. if I swap the coil packs and the code is still on cylinder number 2, then it's either a spark plug or it's an injector. And then if I swap the spark plugs from 2 and 5 and the misfire is still on number 2, then it's an injector. Now, I don't really want to do an injector because you've got to take the whole the inlet manifold off. Another reason I want to swap the coil packs is that I've got this Van Dabidozi new coil pack puller and I want to use it. So I'll get these off. And you just pop this down in there. And you just pull out. It's not much good if you can't get into the thing. There we go. I've actually had these off before and I just put them back in the same places, but one or two of them were corroded in there, so maybe that's affected them a little bit, but they're certainly clean now. So I'm going to swap these over, put this one in there and this one in there. So I'm going to start it again, give it a little run and put the VAGCOM back on. So I've come in and the first thing I've done was have a look at the firing order to see which cylinders were which online, and they start from left to right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And ignition coil packs, I've actually been online and I went on eBay and you can actually get them for £12.99, which is not bad at all. That's an aftermarket one, of course, but you know, from selling the car, then as long as it's running fine, I'm not really bothered. If it's not an ignition coil pack, then it's probably either a spark plug or the injector. I know it's not the spark plug because there's 6 new spark plugs in it, so the only other thing it could be in the injector. So I've been online again on eBay and you can get an injector for £34.99, a new injector. So the only thing is that I don't really want to do that job because you've got to take off the whole of the inlet manifold and I don't really want to do that. The other thing is, on the codes, there was another code popped up the first time, and this would cause the engine light to come on, and it's P1624, and it's the traction control module. And the engine light came on before with Fraser, and he said the car had been sitting for a while, and he drove it and this light came on, and after a while the light went off and it's not came on again, and it just came on recently. And I'd driven it up and down the drive 2 or 3 times, and then I'd checked the codes again. The engine light, management light, had went off and this code wasn't on at all. So whether it was just because it was sitting for a while and we'd driven the car, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys out there will know if that's the case or not. So once I've done all these things, we'll hopefully get the car up for an MOT, and then once it's got a year's MOT, it'll be up for sale. And at the time of press, I'll put it on my website, and the link to my website is in the description below. So hopefully that's all the car needs. I've done 1 or 2 other little things with the car, but basically it's been a reliable car for him. And he doesn't really want to sell it, but he's travelling up and down to Edinburgh all the time and doing that sort of mileage now in an Audi TT, you know, with low fuel consumption is not the best thing. So it's up for sale. It's on my website. So hopefully it was a bit of a learning curve for me, this. It's not an instructional video, but if you liked it, please thumbs up, go and buy me a coffee, please subscribe. We'll see you soon for the next video in Garage of Dad.